Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. What a very interesting time to be early adopting this new asset class that is the digital asset space. The White House report is out. I'm not sure what to think about this White House report, to be honest with you. Let me do this here real quick. It's just very interesting to me. So, in any case, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in about 0 to 10 minutes. It is the Crypto Siege. This is a very interesting time, guys. I just got to tell you, with this White House report, it feels as though that this is, and I just briefly went through it. It feels as though this is, if you're in a good spot as a United States crypto firm, and when I mean a good spot, doing everything the right way, checking all the boxes, making sure that you got the appropriate licenses to navigate in this space, you're in a good spot. The first two companies I think about is Circle, and I think about Ripple Labs. Those are the first two. So I think that people from Ripple and Circle would be excited about this. We'll have to see. It'll be interesting to see if Brad is going to respond to this White House briefing thing. We shall soon see. Listen, the market, guys, is doing what the market does. We'll go over that. I'm going to cover the White House thing. I think it's important. Celsius Network is in the news. New coin report. It looks like Celsius is trying to reorg themselves with a plan. I don't believe there is a snowball's chance in heck of that happening because of the state regulators that are going to get involved in this. But I do believe in my heart of hearts that the SEC is just looming, just hiding around the corner, waiting to pounce on this. I really do believe that, but we'll check it out. We'll see. In any case, again, guys, this is your XRP Ripple daily news. And around 0 to 10 minutes, Jimmy James finally let the world know, let the digital asset space know, let the crypto community, the XRP crypto community know. White House releases the first ever comprehensive framework for responsible development of digital assets. Following the president's executive order, new report outline recommendations to protect consumers, investors, and businesses. Really, let's go over this thing. It's very interesting to me, guys. Very interesting. Following the president's executive order, new reports outline recommendations to protect consumers. You see how they put that number one? Investors, businesses, financial stability, national security, and the environment. You forgot the banking regulators. You forgot the banks and the banking regulators. But anyway, the digital assets market has grown significantly in recent years. Millions of people globally, including 16% of adult Americans, have purchased digital assets, which reached a market cap of $3 trillion globally last November. Digital assets present potential opportunities to reinforce U.S. leadership in the global financial system and remain at the technological frontier. But they also pose real risk, as evidenced by the recent events in crypto markets. The May crash of a so-called stable coin and the subsequent wave of insolvencies wiped out over $600 billion of investor and consumer funds. It's interesting that they know all about the recent thing with Do Kwon and Luna ecosystem. It's interesting that they point that out. And the cascading effect that took place thereafter. President Biden's March 9th executive order on ensuring responsible development of digital assets outlined the first whole of government approach to addressing the risks and harnessing the potential benefits of digital assets and their underlying technology. Over the past 6 months, agencies across the government have worked together to develop frameworks and policy recommendations that advance the 6 key priorities in the executive order: consumer and investor protection, promoting financial stability, countering illicit finance, U.S. leadership in the global financial system, and economic competitiveness, financial inclusion, and responsible innovation. The 9 reports submitted to the president to date, consistent with the EO's deadlines, reflect the input and expertise of diverse stakeholders across government, industry, academia, and civil society. Today, they articulate a clear framework for responsible digital asset today. Together, they articulate a clear framework for responsible digital asset development and pave the way for further action at home and abroad. Check this out. The report calls on agencies to promote innovation by kickstarting private sector research and development and helping cutting edge U.S. firms find footholds in global markets. Now, you know, on this channel, when I was doing a lot of live streams, I kept saying that I thought the last administration was not going to let the opportunity slip through its fingers. Well, apparently it has. This current administration is kind of echoing what I said all along. When I read that, the report calls on agencies to promote innovation by kickstarting private sector research and development and help cutting-edge United States firms find footholds in global markets. When I read that, I think, and I'll say it again, how in the world is, I'm going to say it again, this current administration going to let the behemoth, the monster that is Ripple Labs and its technology slip through its fingers? Oh, okay, so you're going to let Japan use it. Oh, okay, you're going to let nations from the UAE use it. Oh, okay, you're going to let Singapore use it. Oh, by the way, this could possibly get into the hands of the BRICS nation. It is, by the way, open and decentralized. But we're gonna bring the Ripple to court and shut them down and not allow this amazing technology to place a foothold in the U.S. capital markets? Zero chance of that happening. Zero chance of that happening. At the same time, they call for measures to mitigate the downside risk, like increased enforcement of existing laws and the creation of common sense efficiency standards for cryptocurrency mining. Guys, this is like in the first page, like the first 4 or 5 paragraphs, like increased enforcement of existing laws and the creation of common sense efficiency standards for cryptocurrency mining. Recognizing the potential benefits and risk of a United States central bank digital currency, the report encourages the Federal Reserve to continue its ongoing CBDC research, experimentation, and evaluation, and call for the creation of a United States Treasury-led interagency working group to support the Federal Reserve's efforts. And again, this is what I say. It's so important because you gotta remember something. The likes of Goldman's and JP Morgan's and blah, blah, they're 2 and 3 and 4 steps ahead. Hashtag Gary Gensler is not your friend. What political office is he seeking? It's the United States Treasury. This is the stop at the SEC is just to begin the work. It's just to begin the work. They know that the Treasury is going to be leading this charge. They know it. They 1000% know it. Current administration is in the pockets, in my humble opinion, of the banks and the banking regulators. Protecting consumers, investors, and businesses. Okay, yeah. It's interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. I think this is important. Since taking office, the Biden-Harris administration and independent regulators have worked to protect consumers, really, and ensure fair play in digital assets markets by issuing guidance. What guidance? Increasing enforcement resources. Yeah, they did do that. And aggressively pursuing fraudulent actors. Really? Like library with the $100,000 raise? Where I don't get that one. As outlined in the reports released today, the administration plans to take the following additional steps. This is some interesting stuff right here. Check this out. The report encourages regulators like the Securities and Exchange Commission and Commodities Futures Trading Commission, consistent with their mandates, to aggressively pursue investigations and enforcement actions against unlawful practices in the digital asset space. Look, if you're on the right side of this, like I say again, Circle and Ripple, cool. If you're not, like Celsius Network, this is not great news. The report encourages the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the Federal Trade Commission as appropriate to redouble their efforts to monitor consumer complaints and to enforce against unfair, deceptive, or abusive practices. And what this ultimately means is that the CFPB and the FTC can participate in the current Chapter 11 thing that's going on here. This is not going to be good. Again, if you're on the right side, this is awesome. But if you're on the wrong side and you got consumer complaints of unfair and deceptive and abusive practices, it's just not a great look. The report encourages the agency to issue guidance and rules to address current and emerging risks. Cool. The financial literacy, okay, public awareness, right? Okay, promoting access to safe, affordable financial services. Today, traditional finance leaves too many behind. Roughly 7 million Americans have no bank account. Another 24 million rely on costly non-bank services. Like check cashing and money orders for everyday needs. And for those who do use banks, paying with traditional financial infrastructure can be costly and slow. Again, if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. It says here, costly and slow, particularly for cross-border payments. Let me say it to you again. Every time you bring up digital assets and crypto to the CFPB, to United States governments and their entities, to the top G7 or G20 countries, all that they hear is But the second you mention cross-border payments, they edge up to the front of their seat, they stick their chest out, perk up their ears, and they pay attention. And who is the leader? Who is the leader in cross-border payments? Who is the United States firm that leads in the technology and solution to cross-border payments? I'm going to read this statement again, and then I'm going to hop off of here. I think this is so massively important. Let me read it again. There it is right there. The reports call on agencies to promote innovation by kickstarting private sector research and development and helping cutting-edge United States firms find footholds in global markets. Again, when I read that statement, I think of Ripple Labs and Circle. U.S. firms to find footholds in global markets. And one of the pending things that they mention all over again, and for those who do use banks, paying with traditional financial infrastructure can be costly and slow, particularly for cross-border payments. All right, guys, this wraps up your XRP Ripple Daily News in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell. It does an amazing job with helping on the YouTube algorithm. We appreciate you for sure. Listen, guys, I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this.
Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it.